What's up, parents and athletes? I'm Coach Crossy with NCAA Sports Training. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down two different case studies, evaluating everything that they're doing right and doing wrong with their sprint techniques. And hopefully you guys can learn different things within this video to apply to your own self. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video for today. So the first thing I start to notice as he's starting to run is that as soon as he goes, he's not getting a lot of extension through his knees. Also, on top of that, it seems that whenever he starts to strike, his back foot is in the air too long, which means now his contact time to get to the ground is taking him too long, and he's taking too many steps to get there. Let's slow it down. So, let's bring that back. So what you notice is whenever he takes that first step right here that he just took right there, his foot never picked up ground, never gained any space. And so now whenever he's running, all he's doing, he's just stepping right in the same spot whenever he gets ready to take off. Next thing you see in his back leg right now, whenever it's starting to come through, it's taking a real long time to get back to the ground. On top of that, he's not able to get a lot of good knee drive. And right now, even in this position right now, his spine is condensed. Right now, his spine is condensed. He's in too much of a forward lean. Whenever he's starting to swing his arms through, his arms don't look half bad whenever he's going through. The main thing he'll need to fix is that whenever he's going through, his arms is crossing across his body. So he'll need to clean that up, because now with his arms coming across his body, now it's taking away all that energy and force that he can apply to put it going straight ahead instead of rocking side to side. Let's go through it one more time. So right here, also on top of that, when he first starts, main thing is that you want to be very explosive with that first step and with that arm as well too. I tell everybody that your arms and your legs are basically, they have an imaginary chain between the two, and depending on how effective and how connected those two are, can really make a difference in how fast you can be. And so right now when he's going, he's ripping that arm. He's not even really ripping the arm through. His arm coming straight up, instead of already having his arms in that 90-90 position. So now whenever he takes that first step, he can push off and be explosive on that first step. But that first step is just stepping right under his body. He's not being very explosive coming out of that first step. Top of that, his arms are not being very explosive at all. Like this shin angle right here isn't bad. Just that we just need to fix this arm placement right here. And then right here when he's stepping, this foot is in front of his hip instead of striking with the foot coming right up under his hip in this spot. Now it's going to allow him to get off the ground and for a shorter period of time instead of being on the ground for a longer period of time, which can now make him be able to push forward and put more force into the ground and cover more ground. Like even right here, got a lot of back kick right here. Right here. Got a lot of back kick right here. And really what we want to do is that as soon as our foot strikes the ground, we want to be able to pick that knee up as quick as we can and get it back on the ground as fast as we can instead of having our foot in the ground for so long. Like you can, if you look and see how much time passes, literally from this step, that's a lot of time that starts to pass by because he has so much back kick in his leg. Also, same thing. Still, whenever he strikes, he's striking in front of his body instead of striking under his body. And that can really make a huge difference. Even looking at his head right now, his head is not even in a neutral position. And so now when you don't have your head in a neutral position, your spine would also not be in a neutral position. And now what that is doing is it's not allowing your body to be able to put out the force it needs. And now you can't get tall like you need to now get those knees up as you would need to be able to exert more force into the ground and to cover more ground at the same time. And so whenever you're pushing out, you want your head to be in a relaxed state, right? I don't want to tuck my chin down. I want my head to be in a relaxed state as it normally would be, so that whenever I go, I'm not compressing my spine in the process. Here we go for our next athlete. We have an elementary school athlete we're going to watch and see exactly what he does right and different things that he does wrong. So looking at it right now as he first starts, I always come back to that first step. That first step tells me a lot, because if we're false stepping coming out of that first step, that right there is already taking time away from us than what we could have. That's adding extra seconds that we do not need to add into our time. So again, and this is one of the problems I see a lot with young athletes, is that they tend to false start a lot. And when I mean by false start, I really mean false step with their front foot, because now right here, like you see, it's already off the ground. It's coming off the ground and then going down. Then I'm stepping. Right then and there, you've already lost time already, and that's slowing you down, right? And so the easiest way to fix that is just by constantly putting weight on that front foot and making sure that you just take a hard step with your back foot. As you're taking that hard step, you're ripping your arms through, and you just constantly do that, right, for like a day or so. You can practice that for like 10 to 15 minutes, and you can do it on both feet or whichever foot is your dominant foot. And so now by doing that, now you're going to start to get that muscle to brain connection that you need to understand, hey, when I take that first step, my back foot needs to be coming through. My arms need to be very explosive as the process is happening, and I don't want to pick my front foot up, put it back in the ground, and then step. Next thing I'm starting to notice is the arm drive, right? Arms are not getting back past our shoulders. And the thing about that is that whenever our arms are getting past our shoulders, going in that back position, immediately it's putting pressure on our shoulder, and so our shoulder is naturally going to want to rip our arm back to put it in the right spot. And so when you do that, that same spring that you will get from your shoulder is also the same spring that you can get from your hip with your knee drive as well too. And so I can just look at there and tell, based upon not getting enough explosiveness with his arms, is also taken away from his knee drive as well too as he's running. Other thing I will fix is his body posture. Right now, his body posture is very off. He's running crouched over, very condensed. Everything is all tight. Because everything is all tight and condensed, he can't get a full range of motion. And so because he can't get a full range of motion, now he's not able to be very explosive with that knee drive like we were just talking about. Like now it's starting to get better right here. As we're starting to look at it now, like I said, it's starting to get better here now. But at first it was very condensed. And so that would be one of the things that obviously we'll need to sit there and fix. And then right after that, it goes right back into that very condensed state with the spine. The same thing whenever he's starting to strike. Like right here, you see that his heel is going to land before his foot does. And look how far his leg is from his hip, from his midsection. And so now because of that, now my back foot is going to be in the air way longer than what it has to be, because of the fact that whenever he's running, he's extending too far and he's not striking right under his body. And so now he has a lot of back kick. And on top of that, it's going to take him a long time to get into his transition. So with this athlete, some of the same things I'll clean up as his start. Fix his drive phase for sure. Make sure that he does drills to get him used to being in an upright position with his body and his spine, so that it's not so condensed, so that he can get a full range of motion with his body, with his lower half of his body as well. We'll also do a lot of arm drive drills to get him used to being able to understand how to move and operate his arms, because like I keep telling you, like, your arms, by looking at somebody's arms, you can pretty much tell what their legs are doing, because they're basically doing the same thing. His arms start to cross his body a little bit as well too, which means naturally his legs are at some point, they're not going straight ahead, they're not horizontal, they're now moving side to side as well too. His body's starting to rock as he's starting to run. So for this athlete, we'll do a lot of drills to fix his start and his drive phase. We'll also do drills to get him in an upright position. Therefore, he will be used to understanding how to run with his spine and his posture in the correct way, right? And then by doing that, by cleaning those things up, that should be able to fix his upper half, which should also fix his lower half. And then we'll also do different, with him, I'll do different drills to make sure that he's getting used to driving his knees up, getting that full range of motion, and understanding how to strike. Also understanding how to be able to get that back foot off the ground for so long, in which I don't see that big of a problem when he starts, but as he continues to go, that's when the problem starts to pop up. By being able to just immediately cycle that leg through as fast as he can, instead of having it in the air for so long, to being able to get used to driving that knee up, hitting the ground, driving it back up, hitting the ground, making that circle with his knees so that he's not on the ground for so long. Yeah, so you can do different things like wall switches, marches, different drills like that to get him used to having the right posture, but also understand how to strike the ground and get right back up as fast as he will need to. Thank you for tuning in and watching today's video. Hopefully you guys are able to take something out of that so that you can apply it to yourself. If you have any questions, or if you want me to do a film analysis of you, please leave a comment in the comment section below. And guys, thank you so much. I love the support, guys. On top of that, we are now launching the NCAA Sports Training app. So if you guys want to have access to 24/7 training at anywhere, at any time, no matter if it's for speed, agility, strength, reaction, balance, no matter mobility, no matter what it is, within the NCAA Sports Training app, we have any and everything you need in there. We have different drills. We also have different programs already made for you. We have our drill database that has over 400 different drills for you guys, so that you guys can customize the way you train. And if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and please download the app. It's in the Apple Store right now. It will be in the Google Play Store very soon. On top of that, we're now launching our online sports training as well too. So if you guys want to work with me one-on-one over the next 10 weeks to help you guys become the best athletes that you've ever been in your life, definitely leave a comment section below, or you can just text me right here at this number and just text me ready. Or like I said, leave a comment in the comment section below, and we can definitely get into contact with you guys, or with you and your parents, and that way we can get started right here, right now. So other than that, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to the video. Go ahead and start applying what you learned today, and make today a great day. Can't wait to see you guys go out there and progress and become your best version of yourselves.